Hey everybody, it's been a while, a couple months. Nice day here in Seattle. So today, got a little treat, not a Harley video. I did a thing. Yep. Let's walk over to the garage. Though, whenever the Harley's out, we have to take a look at the Harley, right? I need to do a walkthrough video on the Harley as I've upgraded it quite a bit since the last video. Still looking good. But let's see what treat we have in the garage. I feel like I should have some music, like, oh. What's that? They say the only thing better than owning a motorcycle is owning two motorcycles. Yep, I did a thing. This is my new Ducati Scrambler Sport Pro 1100. I love this bike. So for this video, I'm just doing a quick walk around. I've only have maybe 300 miles on it. I'm gonna go over kind of the what, the why for the bike, kind of what I like and what I don't like, and just doing a video. Not a lot of YouTube video walkthroughs on this bike. It's a fairly new model. Ducati has a 400 and an 800, and then recently they've released the 1100s. The Pro, the Sport Pro. I don't know if the Cafe Racer is an 1100, but just picked it up and I'm really, really liking it. So I guess the first question is why? Why, I have a Harley, which I absolutely love. I will never get rid of this thing. I've upgraded it quite a bit. There isn't much stock on this. It's a stage 3 aftermarket header pipes and exhaust, the Reinhardts and the Vance and Hines. I've chromed it out a lot and all that. Chrome wheels, chrome forks, custom dynamic lights. I love this bike, but the thing is frankly, for the past year, I've been in the market kind of looking for a smaller bike. I ride pretty much every day. During the summer, at least 6 days a week. My truck is a 2012 and I only have 60,000 miles on it. So that kind of just shows you how little I ride the truck. And the reason why is because I'm riding my Road Glide all the time. It's basically my daily commuter. I ride this to the supermarket, bar hopping, obviously some short trips, longer trips, and I ride it to work, which is in downtown Seattle, and it really works for me. I really, really enjoy riding. But the only thing is I can handle this pretty well, this bike. It's a 900-pound bike, and I'm good with it in terms of slow speeds, parking on hills, different grades of streets, etc. And it's kind of mentally and physically fatiguing when I'm using it for really small, short trips, like, just going to the office or, going to a bar or something like that. It's just, it's meant to go long distances, not short distances. And with the weight and, just kind of all that's involved in getting this thing going for a short trip, I was just like, I think I could really benefit for how with a smaller bike, considering how much I ride. So, thus the Ducati Scrambler. Now, I was in the market and looking around again for probably the past year, and I zeroed in on a few bikes, specifically the Indian FTR 1200, and this bike kind of looks like the Indian a little bit. That is an absolutely gorgeous bike, and I looked at that. It sits really high, and that was one of the main reasons I didn't get it. Plus, it's an American bike. I love my America, Road Glide, but I wanted something different, and so I definitely looked a little bit at Japanese and the European bikes for this next acquisition. I looked at the BMW R9T, another great bike. I liked it a lot, but just comparing it to this, I went with the Ducati. And then I also looked at a Triumph TPC Bobber, which I think might be based on the Bonneville. It's their sort of semi-custom bike. And I came really close to pulling the trigger. I actually went to Triumph Seattle, and I thought they actually had the Triumph in stock, and they didn't. It was sold, the one they had. And so I ended up going to Linwood Motoplex, which is about 45 miles north of Seattle, or 45 minutes north of Seattle. They have a lot of different bikes. I have been there a few times to look at the Indian FTR. They're a BMW dealer, Indian, KTM, Ducati. Heck, they even sell boats. And I sat on the R9, I sat on the Indian FTR. Again, the FTR, I had some concerns about the fit and finish. It's a great bike, but I felt like I was getting a little bit better quality components with the Ducati. And the BMW R9, I liked it, sat on it. I wasn't really feeling the color scheme that they had. I don't know, it just didn't. I don't know, for whatever reason, the Ducati just kind of got me. And they had about 10 Ducati Scramblers at the store. And this one I just zeroed in on, and I just said, yeah, this is it. And so I picked it up. It is just a beautiful bike, in my opinion. I love the blacked out look. You know, if you look at the Road Glide is all, you know, blue and all chromed out and all that. I mean, it kind of has that 70s, 80 feel, which is what I was going for, because with Harleys, especially around here, it's like 90% of everybody who rides a Harley has a blacked out bike. Or if you go to the showroom for, they're all blacked out. And so with the Harley, I wanted definitely something different. And for my second bike, I wanted something different than my Harley. And this thing is different in every way imaginable. And one is the color scheme. And so, yeah, this one's pretty cool. You got the chopped black fender. You got the black wheels, black fuel tank. Yeah, it's a sweet looking bike. I haven't rode this a lot, but I already get like a lot of compliments, like, oh my God, what's that bike? And you know, people giving me the thumbs up while riding and stuff like that. Granted, I don't really buy bikes, so caring a lot what people feel about it. What's important is how I feel about it, and I just love the color. So let's go over some stuff that I like about it. We've gone over the look and it being kind of blacked out. I love the kind of the Ohlins gold forks. Those are just pretty sweet. And it kind of gives this is a performance bike type look to it. One thing that really swayed me towards this bike over the Indian FTR, for example, is the Ohlins shocks, front and rear. I really like Ohlins products. I actually have Ohlins fork cartridges and the HD44 rear shocks coming for my Road Glide, and I'm going to be putting those in. I'll probably even do a video when I get them, and I'm going to install them myself. But that was one thing I really liked about this Ducati Scrambler, is that it came with sort of premium parts stock. I didn't get any upgrades or anything at the dealer. I just bought it as is. It's a 2020, and I didn't really feel the need to upgrade. Now I am going to do some upgrades, and I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to upgrade it nearly as much as my Road Glide. I mean, my Road Glide, almost everything on it has been switched out with an aftermarket accessory, whereas this I'm going to keep fairly stock. So yeah, I like the color, the Ohlins shocks, Brembo brakes, dual discs on the front. You got Brembos in the back, Pirelli tires. These are street tires. So this is a scrambler, but it's kind of pushing the definition of quote unquote scrambler in interesting ways, because there's not a lot scrambler about it, frankly. I mean, these are road tires. They're a little bit beefier. I'm sure I can do grass, light gravel, something like that on this, but it's really meant for the street, and that's fine. I mean, if I'm gonna go off-roading, I'm gonna get a dirt bike, right? And so this is really so it can handle the, metro city streets, roads that aren't as nice. The suspension is plush and nice, though aggressive, because this is just an aggressive bike. But yeah, it's so light. It performs so well for sort of low speed, less than freeway speed riding. And the maneuverability, it just makes it really, really easy to park, to fit in my super tiny garage. I can easily move this when I'm not sitting on the seat, just put it in neutral and move it around. It's a bike that you can really, really toss around. And that's exactly what I was looking for. It's exact opposite than my Road Glide. It gives me a completely different riding experience. And in terms of functionality, it addresses a different purpose. And again, that's sort of like low speed riding around town, bar hopping, stuff like that. So it has kind of a, I would say, a cafe racer type feel to it and look to it. So you have sort of these cafe racer bars. They're not very elevated. Now, if you get like some of the other Ducati Scramblers, the bars are a little bit higher. But this is definitely a very aggressive riding stance, and I like that. It's kind of akin to riding a mountain bike, frankly, with sort of these front bars. The seat location, where the foot controls are, brake over here, and the shifter, toe shifter, different than the Harley, obviously, the Harley being heel and toe shifter. So yeah, when you're on this bike, you feel very aggressive. Not like super crotch rocket like aggressive, but aggressive nonetheless. Got a digital display with speed and RPMs and all that. It's pretty easy to read while riding. Has all the information I would need. The only complaint I guess I'd have, I wish it was color. For example, if I'm RPM, if the RPMs are high, it'd be kind of cool if it's changed the RPM gauge to red or yellow, depending on how high you are. But it doesn't do that. But that's just nitpicking. I like the sort of cafe racer style mirrors. I might switch these so they're below the bar to kind of give it kind of a cool retro look, but I'm undecided on that. Fuel tank. I don't know if I'm feeling this 1100 sticker. It kind of reminds me of the 6-speed speaker sticker on the Harley, which I got rid of. Fuel cap is a locking one. Some people might not like that. I'm undecided on it. It works for now, but I like how it looks. Seat, not a black seat. I think a black seat would be cool, but I like this color, and you can tell this seat is very well made. It's firm right now, but I'm sure it will soften up as I ride more. You got the dual exhaust on one side. I really like that. Other Scrambler models, or the older Scrambler models, you'd have a exhaust on each side. I kind of like it here. I think it looks pretty cool, and then also give me some room to put a saddlebag over here. I'll almost certainly do a soft saddlebag. A lot of Ducati branding on it. The grips are nice and comfortable, though thinner than my Harley ones. pretty intuitive and easy to use in terms of the switching. I guess the one thing is the turn signals is just on one side. On your left side, you do a left or a right on that, whereas on the Harley, I got turn signal on each side of the handlebars. In terms of what I'm going to do with it, I'm not going to do a lot of upgrades to this, but there are some that I'm definitely going to do. One is the sound of the bike. I don't know, it's kind of George Jetson it. I mean, you know, with the Harley, that thing is old school. I mean, it's loud, it rumbles, it's mean. I mean, people definitely hear me coming. On this, it's definitely a lot quieter. It kind of has a little whirl and George Jetson type sound to it, which I'm not really feeling, quite honestly. So I actually have on order the what is it, the Noni exhaust. I'm totally butchering that. I am not a Ducati person, so I don't really know the aftermarket brands or even how to say them, but I do have that on order from a Tacoma Ducati dealership. I'm actually going to probably have my Ducati serviced in Tacoma, because they only service two brands, BMW and Ducati, and they've been around a long time, whereas the Linwood Motoplex, where I bought this, they haven't been selling, they probably only been selling Ducatis for less than a year, and so I just thought I'd get more experienced service technicians. So I went down to Tacoma, which is about equal distance to Linwood for me, and again, I ordered the new exhaust, so I'll get that installed in about 2 weeks. Other upgrades, and again, I'm not going to do a lot, but the lights. I'm not a big fan of the lights. They're not LED, and so I'm definitely going to get these LEDs. I'm about safety, and I always get kind of poked fun at because I'm just, you know, Mr. Safety Patrol guy, and so I'll get some LED lights in there. They do have an adaptive headlight, which I'm considering. The turn signals, if you look at them, they move a lot. I mean, it's a scrambler, so I guess they're thinking, hey, if you hit brush or something, that would be nice if this doesn't break off. But I'm not going to be going off-roading in this, so I'm going to get sort of circular bullet style LEDs. I just got to find some, because again, I don't really know the Ducati aftermarket brands, but I'll do that. I'll replace those, and then definitely replace the rear ones. And I don't really like the rear location. Look how close this turn signal is to the exhaust. That just seems a little off. So this lights, definitely going to be the next upgrade. But that's about it, really. I mean, I might get some beefy tires that look like they're for off-road, just to kind of switch it up, maybe having just an extra set of tires. But I'm not going to, I don't think I need to invest a lot in this. It just works well. In terms of performance, yeah, this thing is a damn rocket. It's crazy. It's, you know, the 1100 engine, it's tuned down. So, you know, if you get the 1100, like for the Ducati Monster, that thing's going to be a lot quicker and a lot beefier. Granted, it's a heavier bike. And also if you compare like the horsepower and the torque with this Ducati with, let's say, the BMW R9 or the FDR 1200, I think those are going to perform better in terms of, you know, quickness and power and torque. But you know, when you're getting to this level of bike with this type of 1100cc engine, I don't know, it's almost splitting hairs. I don't need every ounce of power and performance from a bike that is really just going to be kind of a daily driver getting around town. The acceleration and the shifting is really easy. The torque curve is from low RPMs to high. It's just when you twist that wrist, you're darting forward. You know, my Harley is beefy. I mean, it has the 114 cubic 114 engine in it, and it's been tuned, Dynavision tuned, but when I'm hitting this hard, it feels like the engine's kind of pulling the bike, right? Still quick, still fast, it still does the job, but when I turn the throttle on this, it's like there's a jet pack on this bike to the rear, and it's just pushing me forward. And because of the aggressive stance and that you're very forward on the bike and with your arms, and your upper torso, you just feel like you have more stability and more control, and you're more part of the road. I mean, this thing, when I'm riding it, I feel like I'm on rails. It performs that well. The turning on it is easy. Quick maneuvers easy. Slow maneuvers easy. It's just so light. With an 1100cc engine, it's nutty, but it's exactly what I was looking for, and I honestly couldn't be happier. The suspension is fully adjustable. And because it's small and light, it's easy to move around in my garage. So yeah, just a quick walk around video to show people kind of the latest toy, and maybe if you're considering it, you'll see this video and say, I like how that looks, or I like what he said about the bike, or maybe something I said about it you don't like. But yeah, it's just I feel very blessed to have this. Yeah, I'm gonna have this for a long time. I'm not getting a third bike. Let me find some wood to knock on. Well, hey, if you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have any questions or comments, please post in the comment section. And if you ask any questions or anything like that, I'll definitely try to respond. And if you like the content on the channel, please subscribe. I know it's been a couple months since I've last posted. It's just been busy in this COVID craziness time that we are in, and just doing various projects on the work front and on the personal front. So just haven't had the time really to post videos. But I'm gonna try to get there where I'm posting a video a week. So I got Microsoft Flight Simulator, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and I probably post some videos on that. But it's always fun to do the bike videos. Okay, well, again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next time.